How strong is Admiral Kizaru? He's one of the longest standing admirals in One Piece, a man who's been part of every major arc, from Sabaody to Marineford and now Egghead. Yet despite being a constant presence, fans have always debated his true strength. Is Kizaru just a flashy light show, or is he secretly one of the most dangerous men alive? That's exactly what we're going to be breaking down in today's video. Now let's not waste any more time because I'm about to get real in depth with this one. Before we get into it, if you've been rocking with my videos, or if you're just new and like this kind of content, then be sure to like and subscribe. I drop One Piece analyses, discussions, and debates regularly, so if that's your thing, you're in the right place. Now without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Borsalino, better known as Admiral Kizaru, is the definition of calm confidence. Ever since his introduction, he's walked into every battlefield like it's a casual stroll, whether it's Sabaody, Marineford, or Egghead. But don't let that laid-back attitude fool you, because Kizaru's not lazy, he's efficient. He's the type of fighter who never panics or breaks composure and always looks like he's in control, even when facing legends like Rayleigh or Yonko-level opponents like Luffy. His light-based powers from the Pika Pika no Mi make him arguably the fastest character in the entire series. And his precision with lasers give him both long-range devastation and pinpoint lethality. But how is that held up against top-tier opponents? When Kizaru first arrived at Sabaody, everything was in shambles. The Marines were panicking, a celestial dragon had just been attacked by Luffy, and chaos had broken loose. While others hesitated, Kizaru casually volunteered to handle the entire situation by himself. That kind of confidence says everything about how the admirals viewed their own power at the time. He dismantled all of the supernovas and was moments away from executing Zoro before someone finally stopped him. That person being Silver's Rayleigh, the right hand of the Pirate King. This is where Kizaru's respect for power shows. He even admits that to actually capture Rayleigh, they would need to make preparations. Now, some fans interpret this as him being cautious about civilian damage, but even then, Kizaru understood that Rayleigh wasn't someone to underestimate. And still, despite Rayleigh being rusty and out of practice, he still managed to cut Kizaru and hold him off, which is something that few characters can actually pull off and get away with. It's the first time in the story where Kizaru actually struggles, but even with Rayleigh blocking him, Kizaru still completes his mission, defeating the pirates and forcing the Straw Hats' separation. So while he couldn't overpower Rayleigh, he still outperformed his objective. Fast forward to Marineford, and Kizaru enters a war against the Whitebeard pirates. And from the very beginning, he's not holding back. His light beams pierce through giants and battlefield defenses effortlessly. When Marco clashes with him, Kizaru gets sent into the ground, but he gets up without a single scratch. That's Kizaru in a nutshell, always composed but never flustered. He dodges Whitebeard's sword swings, plants himself on the blade mid-air, and then fires a light laser directly at the Emperor's heart. It's one of the most confident counterattacks we've ever seen from an admiral. Even when Ben Beckman, Shanks' right-hand man, aims a gun at him, Kizaru stops for a moment and then still shots at Luffy anyway. He's fully aware of the threat, acknowledges it, and then completely ignores it. That tells us everything about how Kizaru perceives strength. He doesn't fear anyone, not even the Yonkos. After years of absence, Kizaru returns at Egghead, and this time he's not facing rookies or relics, he's going up against Luffy, a post-Wano and awakened Devil Fruit Luffy. When he first arrives, even Luffy senses his power immediately. The Straw Hats panic, and Luffy says they're 100 times stronger than before, which is a direct callback to Shaki's line about Rayleigh, symbolizing that Luffy is now standing on Rayleigh's level. Kizaru easily blocks Gear 4 Snake Man attacks while staying calm. Meanwhile, Luffy starts sweating and his hits fail to leave any damage on him. Now, people debated whether Luffy was using advanced conquerors here, but visually, the hockey indicators we saw in Wano aren't present. It's likely just advanced armament, meaning Kizaru handled it effortlessly. But the real fight begins once Luffy enters Gear 5. Kizaru, for the first time during their exchange, shows strain. Even then, Kizaru's speed lets him reach Vegapunk multiple times. His goal isn't to win the fight, it's to complete his mission. He creates light clones capable of entering Gear 5 Luffy, something that even some Yonko couldn't do consistently. And Luffy adapts, of course, one-shotting them with strategy, but it's important to note that these were only clones. Because when the real Kizaru and Luffy clash directly again, Kizaru gets hit with a massive star gun covered in advanced Conqueror's Haki. Saturn himself even calls Kizaru's performance sluggish but not weak. Now, it's implied Kizaru could still move, he just chose not to continue, likely due to his hesitation in killing Vegapunk, who is an old friend of his. That emotional conflict is huge because for the first time we see Kizaru Kizaru waver, and in One Piece, wavering means weakness. Characters like Enel and Lucci have been described as strongest when they feel no guilt. Kizaru's guilt humanizes him but also limits him. He's not losing because he's outclassed, he's losing because he doesn't want to win this kind of battle. After the clash, Luffy collapses from exhaustion, while Kizaru, still conscious, ends up helping feed him food. That small detail tells us everything about their stamina difference. Even after a full battle against Gear 5 Luffy, Kizaru could still move, talk, and think clearly. Luffy may have landed the final blow, but Kizaru was never defeated in the traditional sense. He literally just stopped fighting. Later, when speaking with Akainu, Kizaru's dialogue becomes somber. He admits he's a miserable sight and feels the weight of killing someone he once respected. It's the first time his calm facade cracks, revealing that even the man of light has shadows behind him. Kizaru isn't just another admiral. He's the embodiment of marine precision. Fast, calculated, and efficient to the end. He can match legends like Rayleigh, fight Yonko level opponents like Luffy, and still come out conscious afterwards. He's not the strongest, but he's one of the most consistent high tiers in the series. At his peak, Kizaru comfortably sits among the top fighters of the world. He may not have had Roger's ambition, Kaido's endurance, or Luffy's spirit, but in terms of raw combat efficiency, he's arguably the perfect soldier. If Akainu is justice and Aokiji is morality, then Kizaru is balance. The line between duty and emotion, and that balance is what makes him so dangerous. So, what are you guys' thoughts on Admiral Kizaru? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in whatever I make next. Peace.